You want to make bread at home? No oven, no mixer? Problem solved. This homemade bread recipe calls for none of those equipment. So watch this video till the end. All the ingredients I'm going to be listing in the description box below. Let's get started, guys. To my all-purpose flour, I'm going to be adding my sugar, an instant dry yeast, some salt, and I'm going to stir in everything, mixing all the dry ingredients together. And then guys, I'll be adding my lukewarm milk. Be sure the milk is lukewarm so it doesn't kill the yeast, but it's warm enough to activate it. I'm going to mix this in, and then I'll add my melted margarine, some raisins, and I'm going to fold everything in. I'm going to try to fold this in as much as possible, and then we'll transfer it to our work surface so that we can knead it properly. And this kneading process is where the work begins. Sprinkle some flour on your work surface and start folding in, kneading, just pulling it onto itself, stretching it out. If it gets too sticky, just add some more flour to it. Actually guys, the kneading process is actually easier if you're using the mixer, but if you're not using the mixer, please set a timer and be sure to knead it non-stop for 30 minutes. This is going to help your bread form a soft, pillowy texture when you're done. So you'd have to knead for at least 30 minutes. But to reduce the length of the video, I didn't actually film why kneading for 30 minutes. But guys, that's like the least time you have to knead, and then you check to know if it's ready. So guys, at some point I had to add some drops of water to my dough, and that's because I wanted the gluten to be formed properly. You know, the gluten is like the protein in the flour that makes the dough less fluffy, unlike when we're making a cake. But this is bread, so we need more gluten formation. So I'm going to roll this into a ball and I test it out. You press it and it comes back right at you. You know that your dough is ready. Grease your pan with some vegetable oil and place the dough in it. Cover it with a piece of cloth. Keep it in a warm area so it can rise for 30 minutes. And this is how I made the improvised oven for my baking. So do just this and it does serve very well. Also, if you do not have parchment paper, I can show you how to use just any paper. I actually used an A4 paper here to make a parchment paper. Just use some margarine, some butter, some fat oil on it. Make sure to get it across all parts of the paper. This serves just fine in case you're not able to lay your hands on a parchment paper. This is just going to do the job for you. So make sure to get the margarine all around the paper. And that's it. We have ourselves a parchment paper. So after 30 minutes, I bring out my dough. It has actually doubled in size. Yes, you're seeing it. And so we're just going to give it a little rolling just to bring it to a smooth ball. And then I'm going to divide my dough into 2 parts. Remember, I'm not using a loaf pan in this video. So in case if you do not have a loaf pan, don't worry. So I'm going to shape my bread the ancient way. The ancient bread shape. So I'm going to shape it up and I'm going to line up my pan with our homemade parchment paper. So the parchment paper is in, and then the babies go in side by side. Then I'm going to glaze the surface of my dough with some milk. You can use egg wash. Either one of them will serve very well. The purpose of making sure that the surface gives a beautiful golden brown color. With a small knife, I'm going to make some incision marks on the dough. This is so that the crust doesn't tear in the process of baking. If you're going to be shaping your bread like this, then be sure to put these marks on your dough. You're going to thank me later. You can also shape them this way, and we're going to bake these babies for 30 minutes. Wow, here they are. This bread recipe gives a beautiful, pillowy, soft bread. Delicious, of course. So I allowed the bread to rest for 10 minutes, and I bring it out and take it out of the parchment paper. They look really amazing. They're just soft and pillowy. They're just good. I allowed this particular one to get a little bit darker because it was based on request. And guys, I hope you try out this recipe. Tell me what you think about the video. Recreate these recipes and tell me what was your own experience. It really makes my day. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you know a friend who needs a bread recipe that's quick, that's easy to recreate, who doesn't have an oven, who doesn't have a bread maker machine, share this video to them. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and click the notification bell button so you get notified every time I post new videos. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.